Hey folks, welcome to Spooky Appalachia. This week we have another awesome story that was sent in to us by our friend Steve, aka the alligator horse. He sent some pretty amazing stories in the past, and he sent us yet another awesome story. This one was told to him by his aunt, and it was about a postal worker who may have been attacked by a booger or wood booger, also known as Bigfoot for all y'all that don't live in this area. Um, it took place in Kentucky back in the early 1920s. I remember my aunt Eugenia's story about the mailman who delivered the mail by horseback. My aunt was born in 1914. She told me that one day when the mailman was riding across a creek that he suddenly heard a very loud splashing sound behind him. He turned around in his saddle to see a huge gray booger with long hair covering its face rush up and grab the horse by the animal's hindquarters. The horse began to struggle and attempt to break away, but all it could do was plunge about. He said that the horse's kicks had no effect on the booger whatsoever. The booger was about 8 feet tall. The mailman threw his legs over the horse's neck and jumped off the wildly flailing animal. He ended up spraining both his wrists when he landed on the rocky creek bottom. He managed to throw off his waterlogged bag when he hit the opposite shore. He then ran without looking back to the first farm down the road. After recounting his story to the man and his sons at the farm, they armed themselves and hurried back to the scene of the attack. When they arrived at the creek, they found the mailman's bag and the horse laying dead midstream with its left hind quarter torn off and missing. Wow. Thanks again, Steve, for another incredible story. This one was pretty creepy. I don't know. Are there a lot of Bigfoot slash booger stories like this where they attack an animal? I'm trying to think offhand. I don't know. I think maybe there's stories where they go missing, but or animals go missing, but I think for the most part they're pretty peaceful and don't usually attack unprovoked. Um, Let me know what you guys think of in the comments about this behavior and what you think of the story. Definitely a good one, I think. And if you've had any kind of encounter with the strange like this, ghosts, cryptids, whatever, even if they're outside of Appalachia or outside of the U.S., we'll feature them here. You can send them in using our Google form that's linked in the description, or you can email it to spookyappalachia@gmail.com. Um, Big thanks, as always, to our backers and Patreons, Adam, Alvin, Brandon, Charles, Chris, Danielle, Donald, Jeff, Johnny, Jordan, Julia, Linda, Misty, Cheryl, Taylor, and our content creator Patreon, Scott, who's an author. His link's in the description. Werewolf Radar podcast, also linked in the description. And they are a paranormal comedy podcast. Really great stuff. Check them out. And then our very own Jared King TV. Who also is another YouTube storyteller like myself. He's on here all the time, but definitely check him out. Links is also in the description. And thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all tuning in to me at least once or twice a week. It really means a lot. I love reading your comments and watching these videos get tons of views. Channel's really grown here lately, and I really appreciate every one of you. Y'all have a good night, and I'll catch you in the next one.